Hey everybody, what's going on? Kyle here with another lesson, and today we're going to be doing a Russell Bow to the Head. This is going to have both studio elements and live elements in it as well. Live element mainly being the outro piano replays, like Live 2003, stuff like that. But we'll get to that at the end. First off, I'm going to show you the chords for the verses because it's really repetitive. The whole song's pretty repetitive. Also, before I begin, I learned this through the sheet music book as well as a little bit by ear. So there might be some things off here and there, but overall I think it sounds really good. So starting off with the first chord, left hand, A, E, right hand, A, C, E. Second chord, left hand, G, C, right hand, G, C, E. And the third chord, left hand, B, E, right hand, G, B, E. And then for the fourth chord, you're just going to go back to that A minor. A, E, A, C, E. So the good thing about these chords is they're really close to each other, so there's not much movement going on right there. So those are the chords right there for the verse. And then what I like to do too here, to mimic the guitar, is once you get back to that fourth chord, kind of transition down, just move these two A's right here, down to G, and then back up. And then also what I usually do for the intro, because the song just starts off, also there's really no piano until the second verse, but obviously if you're playing it by yourself, you want to play the piano with it. What I like to do personally is start off with that A minor chord, and then do what I just did. Do that a couple times. And then start off the song. And that's the verse right there. Also, what you could do for this E minor chord is you could play, you could throw a C in there. Because when Chris plays the guitar, he tunes the high E string down to C. So there's constantly this C going on throughout the entire song. So you could add that in there right there too. Kind of makes that chord sound like off in a way, but a good off. But there you have it right there, the verse chords. And that repeats through the entire song. Now it does kind of get a little bit more involved later on with how you play it. Usually for that first verse, I like to kind of just play it mellow like that. So coming into this part right here, pretty simple. As you can see, left hand you're going to play F octaves with a C in the middle, and that stays the same the entire time. And right hand, right here, kind of varies a little bit. The sheet music book says to play A, C, E, and then keep that E and move the C and A down to G and B. But what I like to do is I like to play F, C, A, and then move it down to G, B, E. So you could do either. Both sound okay. I just think it sounds better with that kind of, it's more full. Then you want the second verse. This is where the piano kind of picks up a little bit more. So instead of just playing the flat chords, usually what you can kind of hear is the left hand going like, before you transition, play the lower note, then the higher note. Or kind of throughout constantly playing that lower note and then the higher note, if you see what I mean right there. Yeah, sorry. same idea, same chords, same stuff like that. Now we go into the chorus, which is pretty simple as well. You'll notice this first chord is the same chord we've already played, the F, C, F, A, C, F. For the that little bridge part right there, the little break rather. So that's the first chord. This is the honey, all the movements you're starting to make. On make, you're going to move the F octaves down to D octaves. And then the A, C, F chord, you're just going to move it, the F up to F sharp, A, C, F sharp. Then go back to that first chord, F, C, F, A, C, F. Then back to that second chord, D octaves, A, C, F sharp. And then right here on the second time around, you're gonna, instead of going back to that first chord, you're gonna go to this chord right here. Left hand, B flat octaves, right hand, A, D, F. So this right hand's really not moving around that much. You get the A, C, F, up to A, C, F sharp, back to A, C, F, back to A, C, F sharp, and then to A, D, F. And then you repeat that entire thing once again. So chorus once again. So this is honey, all the movements, and then when he says you're starting to make. So crumble and fall on my face. And then know the mistakes that I've made. Then on see it all disappear without a trace, and then back. Then you just repeat that entire thing once again. Sorry for the lack of singing. I don't sing, so I kind of talk the lyrics. That's a chorus right there. It's those 3 chords. Then once you get to here, you go back into that verse. Now for this part, you can stay down here, but kind of what you hear in the studio version for I think this part as well as the third verse is it moves up an octave, but I think it's just the right hand that moves up an octave. So you're going to keep the left hand down here and just move the right hand up here, but same exact chords. So we get to the third verse right there. You're kind of hearing the chords a little more on the left hand. It's kind of, especially there toward the end with the E minor chord, you can hear this kind of B rocking throughout the entire thing. So once again, as the song progresses, the chords are getting a little bit more involved. If you want to see what I mean, just listen to the third verse. You can kind of hear that in the background, especially if you listen to the instrumental. You can hear that kind of powering through right there. So left hand, you can kind of do that the entire time. Just so repeat that for the third verse, and then we get to this part right here before the second chorus. Right here, you can definitely hear this in the song. So what that is pretty simple. Left hand is just going to be A and E, and then move it down to G and D, and then back up to A and E. So that's like this. Right hand, A octaves. You can't see it up here, but there is an A octave way up here. Or another A up there. So you get 2 A octaves with a C in the middle. Then you move down to G octaves with a B in the middle. And then 2 E octaves with a G in the middle. So once again, A octaves, C in the middle. G octaves, B in the middle. E octaves, G in the middle. Together. So you're playing that first chord, then go down together. And then if you have a hard time kind of doing both hands, this left hand goes up while the right hand goes down. So it might be a little confusing for you if you're used to kind of go in one direction. And we're back to the chorus. That repeats. Then we're back at the outro, which is just the same exact chords. So overall, it's really just, you get your main chords, you get the intro, verse, and then you get the chorus with the different things thrown in there. But now we're at the live outro, which is one of my favorite things to play. It sounds like this. So that's pretty simple. Left hand, going to be on A and E. Right hand, A, C, E. So similar chords we've already done. And then if you remember the intro where I said to go down to like the G's, you're going to do the same thing, but the right hand, you're actually going to go up to a B. That kind of makes that together sound I was talking about earlier. So. And then right hand, you're kind of going to play this A by itself as well a little bit. So Chris loves doing stuff with his right thumb. If you notice a lot of Coldplay songs, there's stuff with that thumb in there. So pretty much just going to hit that A twice like that. So you're just going back and forth between those two chords. Then the third time, you're going to go down to left hand F sharp E, right hand F sharp E. And then you go back and forth between these two thumbs right here, the F sharp and the E. So. Then end on the F sharp E, F sharp E. And that's that right there. If you guys notice anything that sounded a little off or something that sounds better, definitely leave in the comments below, as I don't think this is 100% correct overall, but I think it sounds really good overall, especially that ending right there. That was all done by ear. So if you have any corrections, please leave them below so others can give it a try. As always, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to keep an eye out here on YouTube for my community posts, stay up to date with upcoming lessons, things like that. You can also follow me on Twitter at ColdplayKB if you want. And once again, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next lesson.